All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Mindcrack server. We are going to negative 7,800, positive 9,500. So we got a ways to go. That's where another taiga village lives. So continuing our quests for the fern. Boots with the fern. Large fern, in fact. Normal fern you can just get. How are we doing today? Hope 3-day weekend served everybody well. What's even also great about 3-day weekends is then the next weekend comes even quicker. It's like magic. Ugly obsidian box. So yeah, what's going on in the world, everyone? Hope everybody's doing well. Labor Day weekend, my family, we never really did stuff on Labor Day weekend. And turns out we're the idiots because everybody else does stuff on Labor Day weekend. That's okay though. Still did plenty this weekend. Watched Jaws for the first time. Good time. Good movie. Funny how they made the first half of that movie about COVID. There's really two halves to that movie, and both are good. The one thing I guess I was worried about Jaws, it's like all I just know is the sharks. It's like, are the humans just like there? And the answer is no. They're all well-developed characters. So that's good. And it still spawned shitty ripoffs to this day, as in Meg 2, The Trench. Man, imagine people's name was Megan. They definitely don't go by Meg anymore, do they? Family Guy, The Meg. It's tough. So yeah, saw Jaws. And then there was the big Halo tournament this weekend. And man, it delivered. It took a while to get there because there are two teams that are heads and shoulders above everybody else. It took suffocation, but did not take dispersal. Sorry, I talked everything. And it took a while for them to get into grand final. And the people SSG coming from losers bracket immediately went 4-0 in the first series to force a bracket reset that went the distance, went the full 7 games. Just chaos and insanity. A lot of fun. And then today went to the movie theaters. Obviously everybody spends Labor Day outside. There was nobody there. It was also like 11. The showtime was 11:30 a.m. That's what time I go to see movies. And watched The Equalizer 3, which was a great movie. All those Equalizer, it's just, Denzel being Denzel. Some good direction and very violent action. It makes you even go, hey. Yeah, this one was set in Italy. Not the village we're looking for. We're going quite a ways. There's still undiscovered country in the map. Ooh, snow. But yeah. Yeah, but this one was set in Italy. It was very, very well done. Good stuff. So the other thing on Friday, which I guess, begins Labor Day weekend. On Friday, went to probably my last Rockies game of the year, as once the team gets officially eliminated from the playoffs, kind of call it after that, And it'll happen this week. It'd be funny if they survive till Sunday for Sunday Night Baseball. Why are the Rockies on Sunday Night Baseball playing the Giants, who, are in it. Not in it, but in it. So let me tell you something about the Rockies. The Rockies, we're going to talk a lot about the Colorado Rockies Baseball Club. Colorado Rockies are one of potentially the most incompetent pro sports organization in America. I'm trying to think who is just more pathetic and incompetent. There are cheaper teams in baseball. I don't think the Rockies quite have the worst owners. I think the Rays owner is worse. It's just how cheap he is. The Pirates owner. Angels owner. Yeah, the Angels do give the Rockies a run for their money on incompetency, because they've completely wasted two of the greatest baseball players of all time. But it feels like the Angels are at least trying something. There's no such sense from the Rockies of trying things. It just feels haphazard, inadequate, and it's a topic of much conversation in the city. Despite this, so the Rockies were founded. This is actually their 30th season. So they were founded in, well, actually might be their 31st season. Whatever. Their first season was 1993. They're celebrating 30 years this year. First season was 1993. In that time, the Rockies have never won our division. There are 6 divisions in baseball for geographic, historic reasons. Rockies have never won our division. Closest was in 2018. We forced a 1-game playoff to win the division. We lost in LA to the Dodgers. And they had swept us in LA beforehand, or to even make that happen, with very heartbreaking losses as well. There's the only other team to never win their division is the Miami Marlins, who were also founded the same year. However, they have pulled 2 World Series championships out of their ass, despite never winning the division and making the playoffs only 3 times in history. That's right. The Marlins made the playoffs 3 times. They have won the World Series 2 times. Life ain't fair. But sure, fine. The Rockies have made the playoffs 5 times ever. So, 25 times missed the playoffs, 5 times made the playoffs. In 2007, they won 21 out of 22 games at the end of the season, including a must-win, basically all must-win games, and swept their way to the World Series, where after waiting for 9 days, we got absolutely shit on by the Boston Red Sox. Literally the most lopsided World Series in history. And that is it. That is all the Rockies have done. Not only that, we are just hilariously incompetent. We handed Chris Bryant, who was clearly in decline, but then had a pretty great year, especially playoffs with the San Francisco Giants. He won an MVP award with the Cubs in the World Series with the Cubs, a massive 7-figure contract, and he's negative wins above replacement this season. He barely played last season. Absolute, just baffling move. that makes no sense and was immediately derided and ridiculed the second it happened. The team had one of the best players in baseball, Nolan Arenado, who overall in his career is much better than Chris Bryant, even though he doesn't have an MVP award. It's kind of like how Nathan McKinnon in hockey doesn't have an MVP award, even though he's had much better careers than some people. Taylor Hall, who have won the MVP award instead of him, because they've just had fluky one-off seasons. Now, Chris Bryant had like 3 kick-ass seasons, but then that's about it. So, woohoo. In 2018, when we had a chance to win our first division and press for winning the World Series, at the trade deadline, we did basically nothing. We traded for Seung-Won Oh, who wasn't even good. He was a relief pitcher. So, and eventually, after seeing how bad we were, we signed Nolan Arenado to a massive long-term contract. But once Nolan saw the writing on the wall that this organization was dog shit and wasn't going to be good anytime soon, instead of sitting around meekly like Trout and Ohtani, he demanded a trade. The Rockies traded him and money to the St. Louis Cardinals. Why would we also send money and a great player to St. Louis Cardinals? First of all, we did not trade Nolan because we are cheap. That would make more. That's a more logical explanation, right? That makes more sense to the mind. You're like, oh, they're just cheap asses. So they just trade him. Oh God. Well, you know what I said, y'all? Fuck y'all. No, we wanted to keep Nolan, but we did him a solid and we traded him when he asked to be traded. But why did we have to send money to St. Louis Cardinals? Well, in his contract, his mega contract we signed, we gave him a player opt-out, which meant that at any point he could have opted out of the contract. Nolan Arenado did not ask for this. This is a thing that massively benefits the player and hurt the Colorado Rockies. The Colorado Rockies suggested it to him to be nice to him. Or potentially, more cynically, to hopefully have him opt out if he saw the writing on the wall that the Rockies are a terrible organization and make it look like it was his fault. Sure, fine. So, the Cardinals could say, well, he has this opt-out in his contract, so you might just be trading us for 1 year of Nolan Arenado. But he did opt in, and now the Cardinals are in last place with not necessarily a bright outlook at all. And Nolan has yet to win a playoff game there. But he was very good for them the past several years. Cool. Just several head-scratching moves. Letting people like Trevor Story 2 years ago, all-star player for us, signed with the Boston Red Sox. Now, we all knew he was going to leave, and he expected to be traded, but we didn't trade him. And when we didn't trade him, we got nothing for him. The reason is if you know a player is going to leave, you trade the player to get some assets back for said player instead of the player just leaving on their own volition, right? Because then you get nothing, except for maybe a compensatory draft pick, which apparently is what the Rockies said we really wanted. We really wanted that compensatory draft pick. Great. Just, idiotic, baffling choices. So, despite this, the Rockies have always been in the top half for attendance. Much better than sometimes teams that are actually good. Now, some people think that the Rockies aren't trying to win. I disagree. I think the Rockies are actually trying to win. The Rockies front office is just very insular. We never hire anybody from outside of the Rockies. Everybody has been with the Rockies forever. We don't talk to other teams. We don't talk to any outside experts. We do none of that because our owners, for some reason, is convinced that he can do it his way, because he's a, rich meat packing, billionaire, and he could, pack that meat real well. So clearly he knows all there is to know about running a Major League Baseball team, and he will do it his way with his people and accept no outside criticism and be completely incompetent. Like, everything the Rockies do is stupid. We are only us and the Angels, which is kind of ironic because the Angels are also like an incredibly incompetent organization that has wasted some incredible all-time talent. Like, at least the Rockies, maybe the Angels are more incompetent than the Rockies. Maybe the Rockies are only the second most incompetent, because at least, like, the Angels made the playoffs once with Mike Trout, who was the best player of baseball in 2014. They got immediately swept by the Royals. And then they got Shohei Ohtani, the pitches and hits amazing freak of nature from Japan, and they've made the playoffs no times in that stretch, despite having these two incredible players. At least the Rockies in 2017, 2018 made the playoffs twice over the same stretch. Even if you count the one time the Angels made it with Trout, that's a point for the Rockies. And we won a game. We beat the Cubs in 2018 wildcard game in the longest winner-take-all game in baseball history, 2-1, 13 innings. Tony Wolters, game-winning hit. So, and we got swept by the Brewers, but maybe the Angels are worse, but I don't know the inner workings of the Angels, other than I think they just have a very meddlesome owner, and they can't draft worth for fucking shit. They're like the only team in the past several years, like mid-season, beginning of season, end of season, like Baseball Prospectus and people do rankings of like the talent and the pipelines, the farm systems for these teams. Farm systems are like when you initially draft a player, it's such a steep learning curve in baseball compared to other sports. They play for like your minor league teams and small cities across the country. The Angels not once ever have been a top 10 farm system in that time. They're the only team. So you know what? The Angels are worse. You're off the hook, Dick Monfort. That's the name of our owner. The Rockies are second. And as I was going to say, despite that, yes, we have great attendance. And this has led some people to say that obviously the Rockies, the only way to get the Rockies to be good is if fans stop going to the games. Stop going to the games, because then Dick Monfort will lose money and then he will be forced to try and make the team good. I'm skeptical of this for two reasons. One, I think he actually is legitimately trying to make the team good. He is just an absolute moron. So it's not going to fix that. Two, there are other teams with low attendance who that doesn't work for. Three, even if Rockies fans stop going, then fans, because so many people move to Denver because it's, better than whatever, Midwestern city you grew up in. Although the prices are higher, but, get what you pay for, I guess. That's a little mean. I've actually, the Midwestern cities I've been to, I have appreciated. But I haven't been to Detroit or St. Louis or Ohio. Or people understandably leaving Texas, because why would you be in Texas? And then the Rockies Blue Jays game, there are a lot of Canadians there too. So I don't know, if Canada is so good, why are you here? But maybe it's because you don't have enough housing. Not like Denver's much better, but it's better than Toronto. Legalize housing. That's the fans' fault. Honestly, that always disgusts me when I hear it. It is never the fault of the fans. The fans who like going to support their team, that the team is bad. This is not the case. When the Broncos, the past several years, have been horrendous, laughing stocks of the sport. Has anybody stopped to say, maybe the fans should stop going to the team? No. It's always, wow, despite the Broncos being so bad, They have such great fan attendance. Man, isn't Broncos country special? I love Broncos country. Anyway. So, point number 1. It is not the fault of Rockies fans that the Rockies suck. And how dare you? But I also want to bring up another secret, is that the Colorado Rockies, if they were consistently good, it would be one of the best fan bases in baseball. Because let me tell you, everybody always talks around the town about the Rockies and how bad they are and how, getting close, -7.4, -7.895, overshot. Like the Colorado Sun, which is like the kind of online newspaper. It's actually a really cool story. I found about a lot of people that were laid off from the actual newspaper, the Denver Post. Now that's circling down the hedge fund drain because of, the decline of newspapers and things like that. They formed their own non-ad supported, so you don't go there and are bombarded with ads. There's 0 ads. It's all on a membership basis. Really cool. I mean, they just had a full week-long series about why about the Rockies, how bad they are, why they've been so bad. I mean, there are also structural issues to the baseball team being good, namely that since Denver, the city, has high altitude, that means the ball actually does fly farther, and also it's hard to get certain types of pitches to have the same movement. So that is a thing that I think actually does further inconvenience the Rockies. That's why our park, Coors Field, is the best hitters park in baseball. We made it made a large outfield. Here's the Village to avoid lots of home runs. That means there's a lot more just, doubles and things like that. Okay, nobody's been here. Good sign. I mean, can't say no to loading up on some picks. Some food. All good stuff. Please be a large fern, one of these houses. So, yeah. But I'll tell you the truth they don't want you to know about the Rockies. People have to care to write a week-long series about the baseball team. It really is, they really are a core part of the city. And people really do wish that they were good and just aren't really keeping up with them because, why did I only find one house? Because the team is so, hideously bad. People love baseball here. They really do. I mean, Denver just loves sports in general. It's always up there in sports ratings. Where the fuck are the other houses? Obviously this direction. People really care a lot. Let's talk about the Denver Nuggets, another team that I also love. The Denver Nuggets, the defending NBA champions. That's right. Oh, don't have that. We did it. The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets, forever, and they've been around over 50 years, nowhere near as popular as the Rockies. Just not. Every chest I open that does not contain the large fern raises my anxiety. For years, the Nuggets were really bad. I guarantee you, back then, if that was, surely somebody wouldn't go through just only steal the large fern and just vamoose, right? But looks like we might be striking out, which is so annoying. Found an apparently unmessed with taiga village, and it's not giving. People are so mad and disappointed in the Rockies, and are constantly an object of ridicule this way because people care. If the Nuggets were bad, and maybe if they go on a long, sustained Jokic run of success here and win more championships, expectations will be raised. But I don't think so. Like, there are dedicated Nuggets fans, but it's not. I think it might have been all the houses. I'm really upset. It's not the same as the Rockies, like, in terms of at least Raw fans that live in Denver. Now there are Serbian Nuggets fans of Nikola Jokic, the Serbian maestro. Damn. So again, that's my point. People go 7-4 at the world border to the point that most of it's probably cut off. We'll take a look. People care. At least in savannas, every fucking chest had the tall grass. It's okay, I'm fine. I'm good. No upsetness here. I even checked who's on the server. Whoa. Pleasant Labor Day to you all. Not the lowest Q3 score in the server. Get out, kid. Yeah, -7-4. Okay. And that's why I just wish they'd either sell the team or admit they're wrong and let somebody, a capable baseball person who knows what they're doing, go ahead and run the team. What am I doing? Okay, no, yeah, we want it smaller. We want -7-4, yes. Negative numbers mess with your brain. How do they work? Yeah, so that's the state of the poor moribund Rockies. Probably have their worst season of all time this year. Not much hope. Not even gonna bother flipping through this village. Leave it for somebody else. Yeah, it sucks. It's too bad. I mean, I even remember when the Avalanche were dreadful. I don't think they got the same level of like, man, God, the Avalanche just stink. It's just kind of like, we had our 2 Stanley Cups. This is kind of what we thought. Now with the Broncos, the Broncos are such a heavy part of Denver that people are constantly talking about the Broncos. Like, there's infamous, my dad, we used to listen to it when Peyton Manning was good. I mean, it's still around, called 104.3 The Fan. And this radio station would always talk solely Broncos. Even in the middle of the offseason, even when the Nuggets and Avalanche started to, build towards their championships. Like, their radio hosts would actually, like, laugh at the insinuation that they'd cover, these irrelevant teams. But we cover the Broncos. And even from some reporters, it's kind of like the sense of, oh, hold on, I didn't sign up to cover a bad team. I signed up to be a reporter. Now this is all gone. Not Broncos have been bad for enough years, but it was kind of like, hold on, I'm a Broncos reporter. I talk about the teams. Totally overshot the no 7-4. Yeah, listen, I talk about teams that actually matter, not like the Nuggets. Like, who gives a shit about the Nuggets? Like, well, who are you talking about? This guy, Jokic? Yeah, who the hell is Jokic? Well, turns out Jokic, that guy is the best basketball player on the planet. So you were late to the party. You know, I just started saying her, like, this is a new, it's a golden age of Colorado sports happening potentially. I mean, it already kind of is when you have two different teams win a championship in consecutive years. That's pretty epic. Hoping there's like one house that's not behind the border, and in that house there is a large fern. And we'll keep wandering. And honestly, like, we've been blessed here in Colorado in the past. I mean, the Broncos were founded in 1960, and the first, what in the hell is this? The first championship didn't come until 1996. So long wait there. But after that, it's been a pretty consistent clip. Pretty nice. And spread around different teams, too. Why don't you make my day, house, and have a large fern? Go ahead. Make my day. I want spruce saplings. I want large fern. That definitely feels like a person that's been here. Zombie flesh in there. Not good. I mean, this is, let me just, it's Tiger Villages, but I'm just going to check to make sure it's Tiger Villages. No, Minecraft PC wiki. Give me a break. You know, the Minecraft wiki getting de-officialized was a thing. Yeah, Taiga village houses. Oh, there might be a village house in the pit of despair down there. It's just crazy. Look at this place. What a shame that it's cut off by the border. This would be one of the coolest places on the server if that wasn't the case. There's that pinpoint precision. Just had to line it up. No, this is just, I mean, this is so cool. You'd think this was how it was supposed to be. Oh, well. Oh, crumbs. Oh, crumbs. I'm looking at the map. Just making sure there aren't more taiga villages I don't know about. Can't believe that whole one. Yeah, that's the one that I've seen, right? Yeah. -4.3, +6.5. Yeah. I mean, unless there's some in this swath of probably mostly ocean, and then this might be the temporary end of the Taiga Village Church, as there are other pressing matters. Okay, well, we're gonna go there. So anyway, my point is that actually the Rockies fan base is ready to be passionate and care, and just gets shit on by everybody on. I might as well kill you, see if you drop any chain. Of course, making this as hard as possible. Okay. Don't think he dropped any. Can I get a buy? Okay. So what was it? -4.365. Long way from here. All right. Last chance. So, yeah, but the whole point about the Golden Age talk is, the Avalanche and Nuggets just won championships, and now you've got Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, hopefully probably on track to take CU to a bowl game and not lose by 40 points as they have in their last random assortment of bowl games that they've participated in, so... Yeah, good for the CU Buffs fans that have suffered through truly horrendous. I saw a tweet from someone saying they kind of do scouting at the Senior Bowl, which is for college football seniors to show off their skills and such. And he said, this is true, that last year they didn't allow scouts to break down film of one of the players playing against Colorado because Colorado was so unspeakably bad that did not provide any worthwhile film to use. So yeah, University of Colorado went 1-11 last year, and honestly, that's generous. Their one win, they beat Cal, Berkeley in overtime, and it remains the greatest mystery in the world how that occurred. Cal was also bad, but CU was historically bad. I can't believe they managed to avoid the indignity of a winless season. Glad they did, though. But yeah, listen to CU games is so painful. CU played at Air Force last year, and Air Force absolutely fucking ripped them up, beat their ass. Wasn't close. Hello, I'm checking to see if you have a new goat horn or something. Or you've stolen a large fern and are holding it for safekeeping. Hello. You did. And you had the sentry armor trim, so I didn't even know I was looking for. What a win. What a win. Thank you for the armor trim. Nice, it's another one checked off. I haven't looked too close. I have not memorized the list of structures that armor trims are located in. Makes sense. There would be one in a pillager tower. Oh, got thousands more blocks to go. It's really banking on the double villages down here. Alright, let's remind ourselves again. -4365. Really cool mountain over there. Look at that ice. Baby. Also, I'm reading a book called Gangbuster about a district attorney almost exactly 100 years ago in Denver who took on a massive corrupt ring of, they called them confidence men, scam artists that had a lot of allies in the government. And then they were replaced by the rise and fall of the KKK, which took over the mayor's office and the governorship, and fell apart because, as these things are oft to do, once there was actual work to be done, people weren't sure what they wanted to do. It's good. I want to read more about local history. You know, it's describing a lot of places that I know about. Ask my grandpa's not 100 years old, but he's 80 years old. So he might have heard of some of this growing up here. Yes, I guess it's my flex. I am actually from Colorado. People are so surprised. People my age. You're from here? Yes. I'm not the only one. So. Look too close. Good stuff to know about. Yeah, three of my grandparents were born here. It's unusual. I don't have any kind of like, oh, I'm a real. There's a line in Jaws. They're like, when did you become an islander? And one was like, if you weren't born here, never. And that's silly. Like, oh, I'm more superior because my family got here sooner. I mean, we're not even gonna, you know, there's the whole Native American thing. I know. Not a Native American. Don't have thousands of years of history, but Colorado through and through. And I truly believe there aren't too many places better in the country. You know, the Pacific Northwest is certainly pretty fantastic. There's a portal. High up on the ridge line. You know, even though, oh, New England, I guess that appeals to some people. Barf. Not been to New Orleans. It's certainly very unique city. If someone from New Orleans was saying it's simply the best, I don't know. I could see it, but I've not been there. You know, the big cities, New York, LA, Bay Area, Chicago. Been to all those places. Of their appeal if you like certain types of things. I'm not a huge LA fan. Give me San Diego. Give me San Diego over anywhere else in California. Any day of the week. San Diego rules. Yeah, more of the same. Leave it for somebody. They won't know. Chicago's both got a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. I think more positives. I'm generally positive on Chicago. The vibes are good. Despite a lot of the problems that Chicago had. I feel like that's the case with a lot of those, you know, upper Midwest cities. It's like there's a lot of structural issues, but the vibe do be popping. Now here everybody's going to fucking climbing gyms. I'm not going to a climbing gym. Sorry. Ourselves again. Negative 4365. Except I'm going the wrong direction for the negative 43. You absolute fool. Negative numbers. It's like I'm Seth Bling out here. Wait, I think this is my home base. Hey. It is. Hi, friends. Ba 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 ba. Home base. Put some of the goat horns in there. Look at that. Yeah, I didn't get pig step, but I have that relic. I haven't found the other side yet. We can do that. What are we doing here? Cool. Thanks, guys. Glad to be back. Going to check on a tiger village real fast. But got that stuff stored. Once I get all the armor trims, I should make an armor trim shop. Not for like, because the trims are all like freely available at spawn. Not to make any money, but just for the aesthetic and to brag. Very important. But yeah, no, I think Colorado's definitely in the. I mean, I guess you could make an argument to have it just outside the top 5, but I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, your competitors for best states really are, as I see it, you got Colorado, New York, and California. I mean, those two have to be in there just because of how big they are. They both have world-class cities and world-class nature. easy choice. And California probably is the best state just based on the metrics of it has like every type of America within California. So something for everyone there. Yeah, but then you got Washington, Oregon, New York, and then you know, it's hard to rank Hawaii and Alaska because this is crazy. Is this just generating now? Obviously, that's sick. But then you have Hawaii and Alaska to consider as well, which I could see both having their own appeal. And then probably slightly below hand, mainly because of like the weird like conservative policies and regulations thanks to the Mormons. You know, you've got Utah in there. I mean, shit that's in Utah is mind blowing. Then, you know, Arizona's probably up there. You got yeah, and then you kind of get to states that if you're thinking about like great nature in great cities, then you start to get to like choosing one or the other, right? Like, do you have what do you want more? If you want great nature more, then you're probably going to rank like Montana or New Mexico higher. If you want to live in a great city, you might rank like, you know, people think very highly of Atlanta. Might rank, you know, Georgia. Georgia's got some good nature too. Georgia might be a sleeper pick. I've never been to Georgia. Somebody dropped something upstairs. I guess North Carolina would kind of be a sleeper pick because you've got like Asheville and, you know, the mountains. You've got the Outer Banks. There's another temple fucking right over there. And then you also have, you know, Charlotte and Raleigh. Two, you know, kind of major cities. So I guess don't sleep on North Carolina. And you know, Washington, Oregon do have a coastline, which Colorado doesn't have. So that's definitely something to consider. So maybe Colorado is like number 6. I don't know. I wish to make this is a very. Oh, gotta go deep sea diving. Hold on. Very Nate Silver type question. He you know, he cares a lot about food, so, you know, obviously that just basically means big cities are close to the Mexican border. Oh boy. Great. Oh god. Let's help slightly. Try and find the second chest. Now this is a shipwreck. I don't see it. Probably won't have much good I'm interested in anyway. We outie. Interesting to consider what you value. But Denver is certainly a much bigger city than Portland, and while Oregon has Mount Hood, it doesn't have the full range of mountains and skiing apparatus. So I think Washington has more mountains. There's another shipwreck over there, whatever. Yeah, I might slot Colorado in between Washington and Oregon. Because of how much, you know, bigger a city Seattle is. So what? California, New York. No, I was an idiot. St. Carl just missed the top 5. What is the other state? It would be at 5. Well, what was the state I was missing? Am I a dumbass? I think so. Just missed the top 5 for 4 other states. California, New York, Washington, Colorado, Hawaii, Oregon. Surprised I already had poisonous potato. Also, love going to a shipwreck and finding poisonous potato. Thanks, shipwreck. Okay. Cluck, cluck. Oh, good. Very beautiful, but very impassable terrain. Exactly what I'm looking for. Also, I mean, as far as worst states, I mean, it's Mississippi. I mean, it's like not really a question. Everyone knows. And then all the states bordering Mississippi are like tainted by proximity. Tisk, tisk. Here's the beginning of some taiga trees. Jesus Christ. You absolute clown. Ugh. What a beautiful area this is. Oh. I think you were, Did I just feed? No, I don't think so. He didn't want it. That's what's happening. Yeah, this area is, herd. Rock purdy. Come on, somebody else. Shake it off, shake it off. Okay. Making our way downtown. Ow. Okay. I think it probably was 6'5". Maybe 4-3-6-5. So just through here. Should be our taiga village. There's the taiga. Come on. Okay. Come on. Fuck off, mate. Way to make me use the rest of my food. There's Mr. J Mac, right on schedule. So I was hoping. There she blows. Come on, come on. See, no one's even taken that. Surely. It's been undisturbed. Time. It's not moved here. An interesting house construction. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Da na 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 na. Ba na ba 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 ba. Need that. Ba ba ba. Play it again, Sam. Done. No, I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We've achieved large fern. Woo! Large fern. Hi. Oh, you got a casa, Mr. Priest. Embezzling that church money? Yeah, I think this may be the only one here. Well, it was all worth it. So, for my next trick, let's look at the various armor trims. Netherite upgrade did it. Coast armor from a shipwreck. Yeah, I believe we found those like day one. Yeah. Dune, done. Eye from a stronghold. Not yet. Rib from another fortress. That's the rarest one. 6.7% chance of error. Oh no, the snout. Yeah, the rib and the snout one are hard. Oh, the Vex one from Wood Mansion. Yeah, that one's just not. I mean, is there even a mansion? I mean, if there is, it's found. Wild armor from a jungle temple. Okay. Got it. 2 different ones in Ancient City. Found the one in the End City. So definitely, I think it's Eye and then Jungle Temple. That's next on our list. Well, we're gonna have to find some Eyes of Ender, and we have to find a stronghold. So catch us doing that next week. Thanks for watching.